What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from Dawson Speak TV and D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the videos on this channel. Much love to those who support this channel by donating. I appreciate it. All that information is in the description box underneath the video. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notifications when I drop a new video. Now let's get into this topic. Alright, thanks for clicking on the video. Now, this video is for educational purposes, and as I approach this topic with respect, I want you all to please be respectful in my comment section. Thanks. Now, before I get into this story, I want to say that Dawson Speaks TV does not discriminate on the basis of race, color, religion, gender expression, age, national origin, disability, marital status, sexual orientation, military status, or political affiliation. Now, this story comes out of Oklahoma. Lord, we back in Oklahoma again, y'all. You all remember 3 months ago we were in Oklahoma talking about the pastor with the nasty hobby that likes to frequent the Hobby Lobby. And now here we go again with another issue at a store in Oklahoma. Let's get into it. Pastor Derek A. Scobby is the senior pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Pastor Derek A. Scobby loves preaching and teaching the Word of God, and he also is very involved in his community. Now, under Pastor Scobby's leadership, Ebenezer Baptist Church has become a thriving church, has tripled in size, and developed strong partnerships with business leaders, nonprofit organizations, community organizers, and politicians to leverage social, political, and economic capital to serve vulnerable communities across Oklahoma. Amen. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Pastor Derek A. Scobby is not just involved in his church and community. However, his main focus and love is his lovely wife, First Lady Scobby, and their 5, you heard me, 5 children. That's right. Pastor told the Lord, I got 5 on it. You ain't got to worry about me being fruitful and multiplying. Now, Pastor Scobby loves spending time with his children, but he especially enjoys hanging out with his wife. They often go to basketball games or out to brunch. Look at them. That's love right there. And after all these years, they even still find time to have date night in order to keep the romance alive. Now, Pastor Scobby is crazy about Lady Scobby, and Lady Scobby is crazy about him, which is why on November the 8th, 2025, when she called him and told him that someone did something that made her feel uncomfortable, Pastor Scobby sprung into action. Well, Dawson, what did they do? Hold on, I'm going to tell you. On November 8, 2025, Lady Scobby was out shopping at a local boutique when she went inside of a dressing room to try on some clothes. She came out of the dressing room in order to look in the big mirror. Y'all know them women like to look in the full-length mirror. That's what women do when they go shopping. Even poet Carolyn Rogers wrote a poem entitled Some Me a Beauty where she encourages women to take a look in a full-length mirror. Now, while Lady Scobby was looking in the mirror at the boutique, an individual made a comment about her figure and touched her bottom not once but twice, according to Lady Scobby. Lady Scobby was shocked and offended, therefore she immediately went back inside of the dressing room and called her husband, and she explained to him what happened. Now, Pastor Scobby, being the upstanding man of God that he is, he was at a food bank feeding the less fortunate in the community. However, he left immediately to go to the boutique where First Lady Scobby was. Once he arrived to the boutique, Lady Scobby pointed out the individual that touched her, and Pastor Scobby went to confront the individual. Now look, y'all, we can do this. I want you all to be respectful in the comment section, okay? You get your feelings out. You know, you don't have to be derogatory, making nasty comments, all right? We live in a world where there are a lot of people who are different, and issues like this often come up, and we're going to address it here without being nasty. I have faith in my subscribers and listeners and other individuals on YouTube, all right? Don't let me down. Please don't let me down. Somebody say, Dawson, would you shut the hell up and go on with the story? Don't let me down. Now look, I don't know if the individual at the store identifies as a T-woman or someone that is a gender bender, because remember, we had a Kojic elder not so long ago I did a story on who likes to dress up from time to time. So church, this isn't something we haven't heard before, so let's not act new. But I'm assuming that the individual at the store is a T-woman. Now, Pastor Derek Scobby confronted the individual and asked why did the individual touch his wife. Officers were called, however, when the individual was not arrested for touching his wife, Pastor Scobby refused to leave the boutique. Officers apprehended Pastor Scobby and they charged him with trespassing. However, Pastor Scobby said that he was just defending his wife and he wanted answers. Now, I think we ought to hear what Pastor Derek A. Scobby has to say, don't you? As a matter of fact, I think it's apropos. So I'm going to sit back, relax, grab a snack, and let you all watch these videos, and I'll be right back. And you all know me, I'm Dawson, and I won't hold back.
Did you touch my wife?
I was styling your wife, and I did not touch her butt.
So she's mistaken. You didn't touch her. She's mistaken. She mistaken? Did you check my wife out, man? Did you check it? No, I'm not. You're a sweet young lady. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. But did you checked her out, right?
Let's go.
And she said to you, I want you to check her out, check me out, and why is he touching me?
Yeah.
Something along those lines, right?
Can we go outside?
Okay.
Can we go outside?
We can, but well, here's the thing. You can't touch, like, even if you were a woman, you cannot touch another woman's. And here's where my problem is. You are telling me now that you did not touch my wife.
Can we go outside?
Well, nobody else is in here at this point.
We do have customers in the dressing room. Let's
just
go out. I'll go outside. Come on.
I don't want to go outside in the wind and the sun. I just need to know if you touched her as you were trying to style her or whatever. You said she was curvy, right? And then you proceeded to take your hand and go down her.
She was between two sizes in a skirt. She was between two sizes in a skirt.
Okay.
I'm a lead stylist. I'm a manager here, and I've managed multiple White Houses. So I completely understand. But I understand that she didn't like that.
But didn't like what? You touching her.
However, I styled her with her skirt. She felt was wrong. So I'm not gonna. So.
Did you touch?
You know what? I don't recall the situation that well, but if she felt like that was
what though?
If she felt like the interaction back there was uncomfortable for her, then I'm not going to argue with how she felt. It's not
argue about how she felt. It's not how she felt. It's what she felt.
All right, Mr. Scobby, we gotta get out of the store.
Oh, I'm not leaving. Okay. Don't leave it. Respectfully. You're going to arrest me.
Okay. Well, why are you making it that way?
That's what I'm not going to do.
What?
I'm not going to talk anymore other than tell you I just talked to Vicky.
Okay, I don't care who you've spoken to. This is stupid. Like you are creating another problem on top of something that's already going on.
I'm a correct one. For what happened today.
No, you're creating more problems for yourself.
Man, do you think I care? You want to Google me?
Well, let's get up because we got to go.
Okay, what do we have to go do?
We've got to exit the store.
I'm not exiting the store before you put me under arrest.
Okay, stand up for me.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Good morning, Lana. Good morning, Terry.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, been a rough weekend.
Yeah, I know it has.
Yeah.
And would you like to share with us, some of the things that you've experienced over the weekend?
Oh, thank you. And first, let me say thank you to Mr. Kevin Perry. I have never called him and asked would he allow me to come on the open mic show. I called him 45 minutes ago. He said absolutely, Pastor. So thank you, Mr. Perry. Thank you, Lana and Terry. So on Saturday we had a huge distribution at OCCC. I get a call from my wife, and she said, I need your undivided attention. Well, she's never called and said, I need your undivided attention. So I said, okay. So then she proceeds to tell me the story about what happened in Edmond. I said, okay, I'm going to be there. Give me about 20 minutes. I get to this store. She was in the store. She had tried a couple of different things on, and this guy, he comes around the corner and he sees her and he says, you know, that women pay a lot for that. Okay, he's speaking of her butt, just call it the way it is. And then a moment later, he comes behind her. Now she's dealing with this young lady that works in the store. He comes behind her and he said, you are curvy. And then he proceeded open hand palm and he rubbed her. Speaking to a former DA, my wife described it to him while we were still in the parking lot. So let me share that it is a man. I live by a book that is just say man, woman. I love everybody. I love all the LGBTQIA community. This just happens to be a man who dresses as a woman. That's your choice. It's your choice. But it's a man that's dressed like a woman who has been married 3 times to women and is currently married to a woman. So you are a man that has some desire for women because you're married to one and been married to one. So I wanted to go on record and looking at him, you know, with the nails and all that, then that's how you're dressing, but it's obvious that you're a man. So that is the man who did it. So I get there and I call Chief J.D. Younger, the chief of the Edmond Police Department, who we're friends. I mean, this is what he said before. And so I called him. I told him, I said, hey, this is what happened. He said, yeah, Pastor, go ahead and call this non-emergency number and request somebody to come out. So the officer comes out 15 minutes or so later. We tell him what transpired. We, as in my wife, tells him what transpired. And I'm not here to tell her whole story, but I have to give this backdrop. So he goes inside. He talks to the young lady that's in there and the man that had touched my wife. So I'm on another phone talking to the chief. The guy comes out, the police officer. He says, yeah, I talked to him and we're going to go ahead. We'll do an investigation and go ahead. But he just said, no, I'm not getting ready to arrest him right now. That's just not getting ready to do that. So I'm talking to the Chief Younger. And then this guy's saying that, and then he's pulling off, and somebody said, you say he's talking to the former DA. My wife was on the other phone talking to the former DA. I'm on the phone with the chief of police. The other officer is getting ready to pull off, but before he gets in the car, he says, get away from the back of my car. I said, man, there's nothing illegal about being right here. So I'm on the phone with Chief. I said, Chief, is there something illegal about me being 4 or 5 feet from the back? He laughed. He said, no, Pastor, I can't think of anything that's illegal about. So the guy leaves. I'm standing there and I'm feeling defeated. I feel like I'm helpless. I'm looking over at my wife. And my wife, our daughter, is sitting there. And I'm standing there like, what do I do? And anybody that knows, they know I'm not some weak, jelly-spined guy. But this hurt. People think that you go from whatever to anger. No, the psychologist says you go from whatever happened to you first to hurt. And then it goes to anger. I'm standing here. My wife tells me that I looked up into the sky. She said it was like I was in a trance. And she said she saw my eyes well. At that point in time, I said to myself, this is how people feel. This is how people feel. There's nobody to advocate for them. And I'm like, I advocate for people daily. And I'm sitting here and I don't have anybody to advocate for me and my wife in this situation. And Terry, I'm looking at my wife and saying, I can't even protect my wife.
All right, y'all, let's go in. Now, Pastor Scobby was released, and he and First Lady Scobby are doing well. Y'all, it was really sad to see this man crying on that radio show because he feels like officers just wanted to sweep this situation under a rug and he wasn't able to get justice for his wife. Now, since this happened, there have been a lot of people online with mixed feelings about how Pastor Scobby responded to the situation at the boutique. However, majority of the people that I've seen online, they appreciate him for standing up for his wife, especially since the individual that touched his wife not once but twice was not apprehended by officers. Now, you all heard Pastor Scobby when he was on the radio show that he said that the individual in the store who was female presenting, that individual had been married to women before. And according to Pastor Scobby, the individual is married to a woman now, even though the individual is female presenting. Now again, I don't know how this individual identifies, therefore I'm trying to be respectful and fair while telling this story. And I know some people saying, well, Dawson, it sounds like you apologizing. You ain't got to apologize for nothing. Look, when you have a platform of a certain magnitude and people actually listen to what you report, you have to have a modicum, just a modicum of journalistic integrity while telling the story. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I've been vlogging for over a decade, and I know that people who usually vlog that go off the rails, their platforms usually don't do well in the long run. But hey, look, everybody, just keep your hands to yourself. And I believe that this individual who worked at many stores was probably comfortable doing this with women, and the women probably didn't take any offense to it because they're like, this person is not, looking at me in that way. So, they probably didn't say anything. But everyone is not the same, all right? Now, I know there are some individuals who will say, oh, they're just making a fuss because this person just happens to be a T-woman or someone who gender bends. But all I'm saying is this. If Lady Scobby felt uncomfortable with the comments and the person touching her, not once but twice, according to her, she has every right to tell her story, and her husband has every right to defend his wife. But I also wonder if the individual at the boutique was of another color and Pastor Scobby was of another color and his wife, would the outcome be the same? Y'all let me know. You all get down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about this topic. Go off, please go off, all right? Don't forget to share the video with family and friends. Please thumbs up the video. I'll appreciate that. And also, thank you for those who show me support and show me love and say, Brother Dawson, I want to bless you. And guess what? I love you all back and I appreciate it. Until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself and love yourself, all right? And each other. And don't forget, I live by this. Protect your peace and protect your energy. Peace.